Back in the old days, the battle lines were clear. White racists were the enemy, we immigrants stuck together. But as I travel around Britain today, I'm shocked to discover that racism is changing. Black is turning on black.
I've had a Somali woman call me a nigger. Call me a nigger in my face.
Hatred between black and Asian.
If this apartheid or whatever it is between black and Asian, right, gets any worse, then England is in a sad, sad state of affair.
Israel, the motherfuckers. Woof.
Hatred against Jews.
Why do we hate Jews? Yeah, Jews smell the motherfuckers, that's right, innit? Scotters, man, motherfuckers.
Inter-ethnic conflict is the plague of our time. Britain's tribes are at war.
So now you got your camera crew here, fucking raise and pull your cameras, man.
This beef ain't gonna stop until someone dies.
Fucking shut up, man, you fucking knob, man.
What a beautiful day. What a day. It's difficult to describe, feelings. It's the first time. I began thinking about the state of relations between Britain's ethnic groups last year when my son, Darkus Jr., got married. There's my boy.
Darkus, it might be the first time you get the chance to go first in this marriage, so do enjoy.
His bride, Alison, is a white girl he has known since childhood.
And fine. And then holding her hand, these words to Alison, please. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring
as a symbol of our marriage.
As a symbol of our marriage.
And a token of my love.
And a token of my love.
And I'm pleased to confirm that according to the laws of this land, you are now husband and wife, and a kiss.
For me, my son's marriage to a white woman is a significant moment in my fight against white racism. Being here with my new family makes me realize just how much relations between black and white have improved. White racism has now acquired pariah status. So where does that leave the rest of us? What is the state of play between the different ethnic groups? I start my journey in the West Midlands. I want to find out what's going on between the two biggest ethnic groups, West Indians and Asians. I'm told things are getting tense between them. The Asians are flexing their muscles. I've heard reports that black boys in Walsall are being terrorized by Pakistani youths. Add to this inter-ethnic warfare, religion, militant Islam, and you have a toxic brew. My journey takes me to the Alam Rock Road in Birmingham for Eid, the end of Ramadan, the Muslim month of fasting. But underlying the celebrations of this religious festival is a tense atmosphere. Outsiders feel threatened.
I'm there over half an hour in the traffic coming down. All I do, I try to get you. They go to the car, they go on the hog, and they turn the car across the road, block the road. I can't get you. All I do, though, they start to jump on my car. I start to shake my car up. So I comes out, I pull the car up, and I comes out the car, right? They all gather around me, so I stand there, because I know I'm not running, because they all gather around me like they want to throw me or whatever. I still stand. Asians, all Asians. right? It's all Asians.
It's not even the point. Everyone can have a happy Christmas, you understand? But in situations like this, they shouldn't need to block up the road. My son's got a tracheostomy, and we need to get through the crowds in emergency. He's been coughing for about 45 minutes, and they're not letting us through the crowds.
Most of the time, on the weekend, on the Saturday, you can't get nowhere to walk. They party car, sidewalk, everywhere. It seems like they want to fight me. That's what they want to do. They want to fight me.
I've been in the Midlands for 2 weeks. I'm struck by just how divided blacks and Pakistanis are. They hardly talk to each other. You can feel the divisions. I want to find out more about why it's come to this. I go back to the West Indian boy who had been stabbed in the leg. I find him with his friend Leroy.
Have you ever had a Pakistani friend? You go to his house, he comes to yours, go into each other's houses and all of that.
Not really. No, I don't know.
Was there a time when young Pakistanis and young West Indians going to school together got on fairly well without this kind of conflict?
I used to see them as really passive people, you know, to run takeaway restaurant and things like that. And personally, on a level, I used to say to my people, right, the reason why they do so good is because they're just passive, you know. Now they come with this militancy, yeah? It's like overnight, it just shocked me. You know what I mean? Really, really aggressive militancy.
Yeah, my slogan.
Right.
United we stand,
Yeah.
divided we fall.
Yeah, but how are you going to have unity when some of us say Allah and some of us say hallelujah?
I find this all very depressing, you know.
It is depressing because it's happening and no one is doing fuck all about it.
Let me finish. You know, I find it depressing is that I know for a fact, an absolute fact, that there was a time when West Indians and Asians worked here in the factories.
Yeah.
West Indians used to get jobs for Asians. If something was going in a factory, they would say, "You want a job? We've got some work going here." Right. And that, they went on strike together.
Yeah.
They joined the trade unions together.
Yeah.
They joined the Labour Party, mostly together. And then, now this degeneration.
Dilemma of aliens. Hundreds of asylum seekers swarmed into Dover, changing it forever. Today, they are still arriving in their hundreds under the cloak of darkness.
I've come to Dover. There's rebellion in the air.
Tolerance on behalf of the Dover people is fast running to boiling point.
Lots of letters to the local paper every week.
That's it.
Public meetings.
Thank you very much.
The beast has awakened. And what is the reason for all of this?
Here endeth the lesson.
A few hundred East European refugees.
They seem to hide on lorries.
They come in lorry loads, basically.
There was 30 found in the back of a lorry the other day.
Not only in the backs of lorries, but also hidden underneath them.
Literally dropped off the back of a lorry.
They got their wives, pregnant wives and their kids.
And all the stories sounded so familiar.
They had big wads of notes.
You can see them go to the shop, they get a wad of money out and pay for things.
If they're on a small benefit, where did all this money come from?
There's crime in that now, muggings and things like that. We didn't have that before, and it's come from somewhere.
We don't know what they're bringing into this country in the way of illness and diseases.
They were the same ones they said about us all those years ago.
I think we've been overtaken.
That's it.
We've lost our identity now in this country.
Dover is not what it was.
We really have.
And it won't be anymore.
They're right. They're right. English culture is really under threat. I've seen that all through my journey. But the one thing that is certain, it isn't the fault of a handful of Kosovan boys or a few Slovaks. Don't you think that you have had some successes because of the asylum bill?
Yes, but...
What do you think of that?
Oh, Darkest, it won't come into force until the year 2001.
Right now, these people would love to have me on their side.
No, I mean, that was another dream I had, Darkest. That was another dream, because I thought...
But I refuse to be part of their England.
There is now an area of Dover where a single woman would be unwise to walk. Folkestone Road.
Up Folkestone Road, which is a big road in Dover, there's like groups of them.
You want to speak to the people that live up Folkestone Road and you will get some hair-raising stories.
Where the majority of these people have been put at our expense.
It's classed as a no-go area up there now.
You're going to see them, you're going to see them.
Is it they're obvious to spot?
We can tell them, we know the difference.
The way they walk around, they walk in groups.
It's their way of life to walk around in groups.
We are on the Folkestone Road. This is the road that we are told is rampacked with refugees, young men who hunt in droves, molest women. So I'm going to see if I can find some of them now.
Well, they're rather swarthy.
They're darker skinned than us.
I'm looking for swarthy. I must remember that word, swarthy. Where are they?
I don't know.
Further up, I think, or down that way.
Have you been up the football pitch?
Down by the dentist.
Do you have a little stroll and see if by the grace of God we find a Slovakian?
It's down that way, isn't it?
Yeah, Folkestone Road.
Do you know where the shops are down there?
Up by the dentist, all up there.
But I've just been there, there's nobody.
I've looked down quick save.
How do I
You
recognise
would
them?
recognise them, definitely. Well, they're all within groups. All the blokes have got moustaches.
And nearly all the men wear moustaches.
And so's the women.
And a young woman tells us, come to Quick Save. Not a single one of them in there. Where are they? They must exist. I'm looking for refugees, I can't find them. I'm told, come here. They're bound to be here.
You want to go on to Folkestone Road?
I've just left there. Not a single one to be seen. I think we should go over to the park and see if we find them.
Well, there's a few on the bench over there, I think.
Yeah.
Down there, though.
There's some. Yeah,
those three lads on the bench.
Yeah. Where are you from? From Kosovo?
Yes.
And you are what? You from Kosovo?
We are students.
Yeah. And you, what? You're refugees?
Yes.
They don't say nice things about you.
About us? I don't think so. I don't think we've done anything wrong, but just they don't like us.
And you don't beat, you don't abuse people, you don't.
No, never.
You never do that.
No. The English people, they're not all the same.
Mm.
They're different people, and some are good people, but here in our college there are some people that they don't like us.
They tell you go back where you come from.
No, just they throw things to us, stones or things like that.
I wanted to meet Nick Hudson, the editor of the Dover Express, the man who had printed all these people's letters, the man who had written the editorial referring to refugees as human sewage.
This is going back to November. The fact that asylum seekers were arriving through the Channel Tunnel, a trainload a night. We had a story which involved prostitutes, and the suggestion was that Slovakian women were actually selling their bodies for more cheaply than the local prostitutes from Folkestone. The following week there was a story which came from former Home Secretary Michael Howard. He announced that 95% of asylum seekers were bogus.
Where are you from, by the way?
Warwickshire and Nuneaton.
No. You're not from down here either?
No. No.
I met 3 young men. Quiet, clean, but not overdressed. Where are you from? Kosovo. How long you've been here? A year. I say, how you get on? They say they don't understand it. They haven't done anything, but the English don't like them. If you have people like that being stoned and treated in the way they've been treated, written about in the way they've been written about, just the kids, 13, 14, don't you think that you've contributed towards that?
No.
Do you regret anything you've done?
No.
Dover has the mark of the beast. Believe me, I've seen it. And it terrifies me. Your languid attitude to dread and disorder terrifies me. That front page terrifies me. I say, that human sewage, I get frightened. What is going to become of a place in which an intelligent man like you with a paper pushes that head? I mean, look at this, right? Who does this help?
It tells the truth.
Will you see your father again?
I hope so.
And your mother? Will you see her again?
I hope so. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know where they are. Are they alive or not? That makes me sad.
They were coming over and buying gold jewellery, would you believe?
I've seen these Slovaks dripping in gold.
And having photographs taken to send back to their families.
A lot of it is the arrogance of them.
I've spent over 40 years paying into our social security system.
We're weak, aren't we? We give them everything they want. Other countries don't.
These people come in here and they end up getting more out of it than I can.
I mean, they were dancing in front of a friend of mine, going, in front of her.
Oh dear. I'm puzzled at the hatred, very puzzled. And I'm certain, mark my words, those would be better citizens of England in 15 years' time than the offspring of those who send letters to your people. And I look at both sets, and I know where the future of Britain, if it is to be a serious country, I know where the future lies. I left Dover with the shrill voices of hate still ringing in my ear. I think I know that the New England that's coming does not belong to them. That citadel called Englishness, which has established itself over generations, with more sentiment than any other culture in the world, that has been stormed. The gates have been torn down, and we have all entered it, black, brown, swarthy.
Slave Nation.
If we are to avoid becoming a slave nation, we need to fight for our liberty. I come from a tradition of radical dissent and rebellion. The pursuit of freedom has always been my ruling passion. Yo, I need to see you. Yeah, you. You know Brixton, where I live, is a site of freedom and protest. It's largely Jamaican population. They have this way about them, this huge appetite for freedom. On the other side, it's Bob Marley way. And Bob Marley sang those beautiful songs of freedom. It's almost a hymn to freedom. But who else today has that hunger for protest? I know where I stand because I'm a descendant of Caribbean slaves. Ever since I was a young man, a revolutionary like Toussaint, who fought the slave masters, has been my inspiration. I'm a son of Toussaint. I'm not a son of those house Negroes who accepted it and felt that this is a good state to be in because the master gave me privileges. Remember this, I am a son of Toussaint.
Mr. Howe, if I can just ask you, you are not a stranger to riots yourself, I understand, are you? You have taken part in them yourself.
I'm not I have never taken part in a single riot. I've been on demonstrations that ended up in a conflict, and have some respect for an old West Indian Negro and stop accusing me of being a rioter. Because you won't tickle me to get abusive. You just sound idiotic. Have some respect.